Iro was a small town, but it had a very loud mouth. In Iro, beauty was like money. Beauty could open doors. Beauty could bring a woman a good husband, fine gifts, and a good life. But in Iro, having just a pretty face was not enough. A woman had to walk with power, shake the ground, and stop people with her backside. When a woman walked on the road, her steps had to sound like a drum at a festival. When she passed, men were expected to turn and forget whatever they were doing. Women in Iro said, "A real woman must walk like thunder." Men said, "A real woman must scatter my eyes when she passes." That was how people thought in that town. And that was Salem's trouble. Salem was beautiful, too beautiful. Her skin was smooth and rich like cocoa butter. Her lips were full and soft. Her cheekbones were high like a queen's. Her eyes were calm like cool water in a clay pot. When she entered a room, men stopped talking. When she smiled, men forgot their names. Sometimes, when she greeted them, they stuttered. "Good afternoon," she would say. Yes, "Good afternoon," they replied with shy smiles and hands on their necks. But it always ended the same way. The moment she turned her back, everything changed. Faces dropped, smiles faded, eyes looked away, because Salem had what the town called a disappointing back. It was flat, smooth, almost not there. No shake, no bounce. Nothing to make men turn and say, "Hey, look at that." At the well, women whispered behind their hands. "Such a waste of a fine face," one said. "How can God give someone this kind of beauty and forget the back?" another added. Some even laughed loudly when she passed. "She is beautiful," one man told his friend, "but from behind I cannot manage that." Another laughed and slapped his friend's shoulder. "Brother, just walk in front of her. Don't walk behind her." They laughed like goats. Salem heard it all. They said her back was like a wall. They said her body was like a plank. They said, "Front is woman, back is boy." The words were sharp. They cut her heart like a knife cuts ripe mango. But she never showed her pain. She held her head high. She walked tall. Her steps were slow and proud. She did not bend. She did not cry where people could see. A few men said they did not care. Out of those few, 3 married her, and every one of them left for the same reason. The first was Amadi. Amadi was a banker who loved reading books. He said he loved women for their minds. The first day he met Salem, he said, "You are beautiful, Salem. Not because of what people see, but because of what you carry inside." Salem smiled shyly. "People don't say that often," Amadi laughed. "That's because people don't look well. I am not like them. I love your mind, your heart, your smile." For the first time, Salem felt peace. His words healed her wounded heart like soft medicine. They sat under trees and talked about life, books, and the future. Amadi read poems with a warm voice. "I don't care what anyone says," he told her. "I only care about how you make me feel." Soon they married. It was a small wedding with only family and a few friends. Salem wore a cream-colored dress. Her smile was soft but real. While they danced, she rested her head on his shoulder and whispered, "Thank you for choosing me." He kissed her forehead. "I will always choose you." For 6 months, life was sweet. Their home was full of laughter. Amadi came home early with suya wrapped in paper. They ate together, teased each other, and prayed together. At night, they talked till morning. "I am happy," Salem would say. "Me too," Amadi would answer. But slowly, something changed. Amadi stopped looking at Salem the same way. At dinner, he became quiet. He spent more time with his books and less time listening to her. When she spoke, his mind seemed far away. One evening, Salem found him sitting on the bed, staring into space. She sat beside him. "What is wrong?" she asked softly. He did not answer. His hands were shaking a little. "Amadi," she said again, touching his arm, "talk to me." He stared at the floor, his voice low. "I'm trying, Salem. I swear I'm trying." "Trying what?" she asked. He took a deep breath. "Desire? Attraction? I try to control it, but when I see other women, I feel cheated." The words hit her like thunder. "Cheated?" she whispered. Ahmadi, I am your wife. I know, he said quickly, his eyes red. I thought love would be enough. But this town, the jokes, the laughter, when I see what other women have and what you don't have, something dies inside me. Tears rolled down Salem's face. So all your sweet words were lies? No, he said. I loved you, I still do, but not the way a man should love a woman. Please don't leave me, she begged. But Ahmadi folded his clothes into a small bag. I am sorry, he said at the door. I can't keep pretending. That night, Salem sat by the window until morning. She watched the sky grow pale. A bird flew past, free and careless. She whispered, Even love is not enough for a woman like me. After Ahmadi left, Salem told herself she would never love again. But time softens pain, and that was when Ejiro came. Ejiro was a tailor from Lagos. He was calm, quiet, and kind. He spoke slowly, like a man tired of noise. I like your spirit, he told her the first day. You look like a woman who can bring peace. Soon, they married. Their marriage was quiet, but peaceful. Ejiro called her my comfort. Every evening, when she served him food, he smiled and said, Your soup is better than city food. Sometimes he kissed her forehead and said, You are my rest. For the first time in a long while, Salem felt safe again. She cooked with joy. She sang while sweeping. She thought maybe happiness had found her again. But peace in Iro never lasts long. One night, Ejiro said quietly, Do you know what men call you behind your back? Salem froze. What do they say? They say you are shaped like a broom. Her heart broke again. I tried, Ejiro said, but people laugh. I feel embarrassed. Soon after, he folded his clothes and left. Salem sat on the floor, her hands on her lap, her heart empty. 2 marriages, 2 heartbreaks. Then Bernan came. He was a school teacher with a poet's smile. He said Salem's smile was sunrise. He wrote her poems. He married her. And for a little while, Salem believed in love again. Then she gave birth to a baby girl. They named her Kimmy. At first, everything seemed perfect. Bernard was gentle, kind, and proud of his little family. He called Kimmy my sunshine and kissed Salem's forehead every morning. Life felt full of hope again. But after Kimmy was born, Bernard began to change. You gained weight, he said one evening, but the back is still flat. Salem froze. She held her baby close. She had just given birth, and now she was being judged again. From that day, Bernard came home late. He stopped holding her hand in public. He avoided her eyes. He no longer wrote poems or called her sunrise or peace. When she tried to talk, he said, I'm tired. Then one morning, before the sun rose, Bernard stood at the doorway, folding his clothes. You must go, he said quietly. Salem blinked. Go where? I can't do this anymore, he said. I thought I could, but I can't. Her lips trembled. Bernard, we have a child. He said nothing. Salem packed a small bag, holding Kimmy tightly in her arms. She looked at Bernard one last time. Her eyes were firm, wet, but strong. My daughter will have what this town worships, she whispered. She will have the biggest backside in Iro. And so Salem left, her heart heavy, but her mind set. Kimmy became her whole world. Every morning, Salem watched her grow, paying attention to every stretch, every sign of change, every new curve. She treated it like planting seeds, knowing that one day the harvest would come. By the time Kimmy turned 16, she had grown into everything the town admired. Her backside was round like a calabash, smooth like ripe mango. Everywhere she went, eyes followed. Men forgot what they were doing. Women whispered. Boys ran just to carry her empty basket. Why are they always staring, Mama? Kimmy asked one day. Salem smiled. Because you are special, my child. They are seeing what I never had. People in the town began to whisper about her. This one is blessed, some said. Something is not natural there. Her mother must have used charm, others muttered. But Salem didn't care. Every stare was a small victory. Every whisper was music to her ears. When visitors came, Salem said, "Kimmy, stand and greet them properly." Kimmy rose shyly, greeted, and sat back. Salem's chest swelled with pride. At night, under the moonlight, Salem would lie beside her daughter and whisper, "Sleep, my beauty. You are my answer to the world, my daughter." Kimmy was not just her child. She was proof that shame could become strength. One evening, Salem decided it was time. She would take Kimmy back to Arrow. "Back home?" Kimmy asked, frowning. "To the town that mocked you?" "Yes," Salem said firmly. "Let them see what I have raised." The next morning, they packed their things. Kimmy wore her favorite outfit, and Salem tied her headscarf tight. They boarded an old, noisy bus that carried them through hills, red roads, rivers, and palm trees. When they arrived, the town trembled. People gathered at the junction. At first, they did not recognize Salem, but when they saw Kimmy, their eyes widened. "Who is that?" someone whispered. "That is Salem's daughter," another said. "She is going to cause trouble," someone added. Men came by pretending to greet. "Ah, Salem." "We just came to say hello," they said, bringing yams, palm oil, and gar. But their eyes were fixed on Kimmy. "Mama," Kimmy said one day, "they look at me like I'm food." Salem laughed softly. "You should be proud. They are admiring you. When I was your age, no one even looked twice." Then one afternoon, a shiny black Lexus stopped in front of the market. A tall man in a white cap stepped out. Dark glasses, confident, smiling warmly. "Where can I find Salem?" he asked. He came to her house. "My name is Alhaji Sanani," he said. "I'm from Lagos. Your cousin told me about your daughter. She has great potential. I can help her find work in the city." Salem noticed how he looked at Kimmy. Her heart grew heavy, but she said, "Take care of her. Teach her well. Let her grow." Kimmy left for Lagos, and Salem believed her daughter would have a good life. But Lagos was harsh. Kimmy's beauty was used to satisfy men. She worked hard, had no rest, and returned home changed. When she came back, her eyes were quiet. No laughter, no sparkle. She spent her time helping the small children in the village, teaching them under the big mango tree. "Don't let anyone reduce you to your body," she told the girls. "Beauty fades, wisdom lasts. If you grow, let it be in your mind, not just your shape." The girls listened. Some cried, some thought deeply. Soon the whole town respected her. They called her Auntie Kimmy the Wise. Years later, Salem grew old and fell ill. Kimmy stayed by her side, feeding her, washing her, wiping her tears. "My daughter," Salem whispered one night, "you turned my shame into strength." Kimmy smiled through her tears. "Rest, Mama, you have done enough." When Salem died, the town came to bury her. Even those who once laughed bowed their heads. They no longer called her Flat One. They called her the woman who raised wisdom. At the village well, where shame once lived, Kimmy stood tall. She looked into the water, her reflection calm and strong. "Let them chase shadows if they wish," she whispered. "I have found myself." Moral of the story: beauty without wisdom brings pain. A mother's wounds should never become her daughter's burden. True beauty lives in dignity, not desire. Thank you for watching, besties. If you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. To all my returning subscribers, thank you for always supporting this channel. And to my new viewers, I truly appreciate every one of you. See you in the next story. Stay blessed.